It will also depend on skill tree, so and how it manages stats. Yeah, I mean, obviously we know so little about it. We've seen gameplay of it, which is honestly one of the best things about this whole thing is that they've already had people playing it at BlizzCon, so they're already well into their testing phase, which obviously they're going to do a fuck ton of testing with it, but that makes me hopeful for at least a semi-near release, you know, within the next year, I would hope. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We got Cyberpunk in fucking April, unless it gets delayed, which, you know, knock on wood, it doesn't, but, I mean, even if it does, I'm okay with it. Those guys, I know, you know, if they delete a game, it's for a fucking, or delete a game, if they fucking delay a game, it's for a reason. Yeah, I would be okay with, like, fall next year for Diablo 3. Provided it's not too close in terms of release to Baldur's Gate, which obviously we have no idea yet when Baldur's Gate is releasing. Drum's thinking it'll still be, you know, well over a year. I'm hoping for, you know, roughly a year, like Christmas next year, basically. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, with that, like with Cyberpunk, with it being CD Projekt Red, like, I'm not concerned in any way, shape, or form. Like, if they delay it, they'll tell us that they're going to delay it, and they'll tell us why. You know, it'll be basically, hey, it's not up to our standards yet. We don't think it's ready for release, so it's going to be delayed. And I'm okay with that answer from them. I don't need any more explanation than we're not happy with it. Yeah, this is, I think they should do auto-scaling. I mean, again, this is hard AI. Like, this is the hardest difficulty. Can't make it any harder than what it is right now. And my car is ahead of the recommended by 2 points. Lonely race. Chris, they're not even on my mini-map anymore. There he is. Almost a fucking mile behind me. I still haven't changed my fucking clothes yet. God, status confirmed. Yeah, I don't think so. I think they just need to do a little tweaking with the difficulty of some stuff. All the races I can do here, looks like it. I've actually got a little bit of money now. But I don't think I have any parts that I can put on that'll actually put me to 140. Need for Speed Pro Street was one of my favorites because Need for Speed Pro Street was the only Need for Speed that I've ever played that actually did like proper drag racing. And I absolutely fucking loved it.
Hey, welcome back.
It was the only game, only racing game I've played that did proper drag racing. Alright, so that puts me up to 139. Get that, can't get that. Get that. Do that. Not do that. This doesn't... Oh, now this does raise me up. What? Wait, what? Okay, whatever. It gets me to fucking 140. Yeah, you would red light if you fucking jumped, and the burnout was a little... Man, like, all the games that do drag racing, like, having to get your burnout in a specific green area, like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, you can't control the fucking... Once you start spinning the fucking tires, they're gonna heat up. Like, you don't... Yeah. The only thing you do is, like, is the length of the burnout. Like, how long you actually have the tires spinning for. It's not a specific RPM that you have to keep them spinning at. Alright, so we should be able to go do this now. Oh, rep level 7. Oh, shit, I gotta go do fucking night races then. Okay, there's one. Oh, I can... Is that new? Okay, well, I can go do that. Oh, wait, that doesn't give me... Does this give me rep? It doesn't tell me what it's given me. I don't know if that gives me rep or not. Well, see, for the thing I would like, and nobody's going to do, is I would like to have an actual legit drag racing game where, you know, you have to fucking set your car up, you have to get the parts, you have to, you know, set your suspension up, you have to deal with your tire pressures, so on and so forth, and you have to properly stage the car at a Christmas tree and, you know, go through the whole fucking process and then run a race. But they'll never do it because, you know, drag racing is supposed to be quick. So, like, you go to do a race and you're done in fucking 12, 13 seconds, and it's like, oh, well, okay, that was the race. On to the next one.
Hey there. I left Lucas a message.
Yeah, I would love that if somebody did like a sim, like a Assetto Corsa style, where it was just drag racing.
Guess I shouldn't be surprised Lucas ain't racing. His pops cast a long shadow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, have it where you transition from street racing to actually racing at a track and doing some low-level championships, and then getting into stuff
He used to
like
watch me and Lucas
Texas
race.
2K and
All
shit like
Lucas
that,
wanted was to
and
be a
so on and
champion
so
like his
forth.
daddy. Roberto too. He pushed him hard.
Too hard?
You catch more flies with honey. That's what my mama used to say.
Drag racing seems to be a failure management sport. Pretty much. It's a hardware management sport. Honestly, I think that may be why I got into PCs, like
That's why I
PC
got a
racing so
Zeus
much.
suspension kit, waiting for the
Because
out-of-town rookie who impresses me
racing,
most.
I haven't done road racing. I've only ever done drag racing.
This is it.
But it's very much so like building a PC in the sense that you build a car and you get it to a level where, you know, it's okay, and then you want to upgrade a piece. Like with a PC, where you want to upgrade one piece. And then you upgrade that one piece and everything else has a hard time keeping up. So you got to upgrade the next piece and the next piece and the next piece and so on and so forth. And then something breaks, so you got to replace that. But if you're replacing it, you might as well upgrade it. So then you got to upgrade everything else that goes in that chain. It's just a vicious cycle.
Come on now. Impress me.
Drag Week videos, yeah. That's... Drag Week is... Drag Week's kind of like the fucking... the Indy 500 or the Le Mans of drag racing. That's like the big deal. God damn it. You win overall at Drag Week, you got a bad ass fucking car.
Hey, you're doing good.
Also, the Stockholm Open. That's a pretty big fucking deal. You son of a bitch. And Texas 2K as well. I wonder now, see how the AI is out in front of me now. I wonder if the AI is just going to run away now that it's out in front of me. Well, he's not running away.
Lead the way, rookie.
So it's hard AI, and he's not following a fucking racing line worth of shit. Oh shit, neither am I.
It's yours to lose now.
This car doesn't look better than mine. I got a fucking murdered out M3. Looks better than mine. Fuck you talking about?
It's a pretty tough punch.
Car has racing pedigree. One of the greatest fucking DTM cars to ever be raced.
Okay, I'm impressed. Win the next race, and I'll give you a sweet, sweet suspension kit.
Yeah, there's a buddy of myself who says racing is like PC building when it comes to parts. Yeah, it's just cheaper. Know this to be true. Hey, those early 90s days of DTM when we had the 190Es from Mercedes and the M3 Beamers and the Alphas and everything going at it, those were some of the best days of racing ever. I mean, I put that right up alongside any fucking F1 race, any NASCAR race, IndyCar, anything. Those DTM races back then were absolutely amazing. Alright, what else we got? I'm not seeing anything else, so yeah, I think I'm gonna have to transition to nighttime now. Got anything over here? We got one right here. Yeah, those, like nowadays, not so much, but that, you know, that slogan of the ultimate driving machine or whatever, you know, like back in the day, back in the 90s when the M3s and the M5s and shit, I mean, really all of the M cars, like that was legit true. Those M cars were the ultimate driving machine. Oh shit, I didn't transition to nighttime. Go to night. There. This will give you fucking motion sickness. Suspension was so stiff. Showroom floor, yeah. I mean, there's, you know, there's those great videos of DTM cars fucking hopping curbs and just flying through the air, two wheels barely touching the ground. Alright, so we gotta get to rep level 7. Speaking of stiff suspension, this thing's bouncing around like a fucking pogo stick. Apparently we're driving in circles. Figure 8 race going on here. That was pure driving skill, had nothing to do with luck. Fucking cop up here, of course. Oh shit, I'm actually outrunning them. Holy shit.
Wake up. We've got one of our guys in a pursuit.
I've never been that lucky, I mean, aside from that race that I did earlier. That didn't even get me to 6? we got another race around here. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to straight up do a fucking police chase, man. I can't get enough rep. Like, I'm winning every fucking race. I never read Road and Track. I was always, fucking Hot Rod Magazine guy. 80s and 90s bathers, mind-blowing, limit pushing racing. Yeah, I mean, really all the racing through the 80s and 90s. Yeah, I guess I can redo races. I'll just go hit this one again.
Lucky. Okay, back to work, everyone.
Yeah, I didn't really, I guess, per se, read Hot Rod all that much. I just looked at all the pretty cars. Every once in a while, there'd be, you know, a nice piece on there, like an editorial on a certain car they were working on, or, you know, shit like that. Like Project X is a very, very famous fucking hot rod car, or the Crusher Camaro, or shit like that. Any of the Rat Fink cars, so on. Any of the stories that they did on Don Garlitz, or, you know, any of the big drag racing heroes, I would read that stuff. I watched a shit ton of Top Gear. I've seen every episode of, well, I guess old Top Gear now, multiple times. All 20, what is it, 21 or 22 seasons with the three of them. Well, actually, James May wasn't there until season 2. But yeah, I've watched every episode multiple times. Same thing with Grand Tour. I've watched every episode multiple times. I've always had a thing, it's been in Hot Rod Magazine a lot, but I've always had a thing for Freiberger's Super B. He's had it since he was like 15, and I've always loved that car. Every time I've seen it in the magazine or on an episode of Roadkill or anywhere, I just love that car. I like the look of it, the stance that it has, so on. Yeah, that's awesome that they got old episodes of Top Gear on Motor Trend. Because I watch a lot of Motor Trend for racing and for Roadkill. NorCal, do you watch Roadkill on Motor Trend? See, now this one is supposed to be a level 120 car, and I'm 140, and they're keeping up with me. What the fuck? You do watch it? Yeah. Roadkill is probably my favorite car show next to Top Gear. Like, it's a really tough one to choose between Roadkill and Top Gear. Oh, you don't watch it? Yeah, you need to watch it. Roadkill is almost like the American version of Top Gear, but with about 1/1,000,000th of the budget. You will absolutely love it, I promise you. Why not? There we go. Yeah, Roadkill, like the very first episode that they did years ago now, they used to do it on YouTube before Motor Trend was a thing. Like, Roadkill is the reason that Motor Trend exist now in terms of like having videos and shit like that. It's because of the popularity of roadkill. But their very first episode, basically what they did is they put a map up on a board and threw a dart at it and said, okay, we're gonna go to where that dart landed, find a car for like $2,000 or something, and drive it back to Southern California. And they did that.
You'll get there.
And it landed in like Texas or some shit. So they drove from Texas to Southern California in this old Catalina. Oh yeah, Wheelie Bob is the shit. The truck is awesome. That only got me to 5. I'm gonna have to do a fucking police chase, because that's like the only way to get the rep up quickly. But yeah, NorCal, definitely check it out, dude. If you like Top Gear, I mean, any of you guys, if you like Top Gear, check out Roadkill. There's still a bunch of their episodes still on YouTube, but their new episodes only go up on Motor Trend, which kind of sucks for most people. I am incredibly lucky and somehow cheesed my way into free subscription to Motor Trend On Demand, which is really weird. When Motor Trend On Demand first came out, like the day that it opened, I paid for a subscription to it for $2, because that's what it was. Like when it first opened up, it was $2 to pay for a subscription, and then like 2 weeks later or something is when they went up to 15. But if you were one of the first people in, you got it for $2. So they charged my card $2. They've never charged me again. That was like 2 years ago that Motor Trend On Demand came out, and they have never since charged my card. So I paid $2, and I've had Motor Trend On Demand ever since. Have any affiliation with Corsair, like a sponsor type? No, Vert. I'm nowhere near big enough to have any type of sponsorship deal with somebody like Corsair or something like that. I would love to, because I love their stuff. Like everything I have is Corsair. No. It would be great.
Wait from that sweet suspension kit. If you're up for it, meet me outside the old raceway.
I wouldn't have had to drop fucking $100 on another Corsair keyboard if I did. I'm gonna turn this audio back down a little bit. Oop. Oh yeah, you gotta go the other way to hit that. I'm gonna get a K95, either brown or speed switch. Oh, right on, Bert. Yeah, I don't know exactly how that Amazon blacksmith thing works either. I know, like, if guys, I don't know if it has to be the exact same piece of gear that I have, but if you go through the Amazon blacksmith thing that pops up on my screen, then I get a little bit of money from that. Where the hell are all the police? Yeah, the K95's got those fucking macro keys on it. There's one cop way the fuck down there. Am I really gonna have that hard of a time finding a cop now?